what's up? What's going on out there? I just ran across this video about somebody, CNN commentator getting mad. It looks like it's Michael Eric Dyson. I'm getting mad at how one of his, I wouldn't say colleagues, but somebody he's talking with on the panel, I believe it's a politician talking about mispronouncing Kamala Harris's name, the nominee for the Democratic Party. So I'm gonna take a look at it and just give my raw opinions just to see what happens. Should be an interesting video.
Trump says he's not ranting, but this press conference was a great example of a speech littered with all the things that he's been focused on for a long, long time. Is he?
Michael Eric Dyson. I forgot the name of the other black bald head dude, and the other guy next to him. He's like a politician as well. I just can't remember, but I'll let the video play. That I was just thinking off the top of my head. I couldn't remember who that was.
Capable, really, of staying completely on message here.
No, of course not. This was not a press conference, first of all. This was a campaign rally speech. He even had his supporters there at Bedminster, and he fooled the press once again, by claiming he was going to have a press conference. He spoke for 45 minutes before he even allowed a question to be asked. And when he did, he was just filled with lies over again. He made this comment about, what is it, more than 100% of new jobs that are created.
Look, I'll play it. So just so you don't have to paraphrase what it was. Listen.
Virtually 100% of the net job creation in the last year has gone to migrants. You know that? Most of the job creation has gone to migrants.
Now, I don't know how much of this is true, because I don't know like the ins and outs, but I would say this about immigrants. They're slowly trying to replace so-called black people in this country as far as voting and as far as monetary value to the system. I would say that. But my man Trump got the honey, what is that? The honey nut, like honey bunches of oats and the Folgers behind him, like he doing some marketing for him or something like that. Trump is a fool.
In fact, I've heard that substantially more than.
If you have a 700 plus credit score, you
My fault, I don't know who this guy is.
qualify for Chase's new program where you could access up to
Than beyond the number of 100%.
Beyond a number of 100%.
I guess I need my calculator so I can go shoplifting with Donald Trump, because clearly you can't.
That was funny. I ain't gonna lie. He said, I need to go shoplifting with Donald Trump. Oh, that was funny. I give my man credit for that one.
You can't have more than 100% of jobs going to migrants. You can't even have 100% of new jobs going to migrants. It's not only mathematically impossible, it's just plain stupid. And how does this guy get taken?
Yeah, I'll give him that. Like Trump said some pretty outlandish things. Like in that example, you don't even have to know what the numbers are to know like that example was like just fall from Trump. But yeah, Trump says some stuff sometimes and I just kind of scratch my head sometimes. But a lot of these people do, so he's not the only one in that boat for me.
Seriously, how is it that he is a presidential candidate for the highest office in our country when he can't even complete a press conference without spewing lies and misinformation and obvious falsehoods?
Well, if you want to talk about misinformation, we can talk about Kamala Harris's Google ads, like literally taking headlines from mainstream media and rewriting them, which should be against Google ads policies. But what's stupid is allowing criminals, to go into stores in California and not being able to arrest them unless it's $900 or $950 and more.
The problem is that that's not actually what's true.
And you see
that's not actually
videos of
what the
people
law is.
going into stores in these blue cities and blue states, stealing merchandise and not being stopped. We've all seen these videos.
So
but
should Donald Trump not be allowed to go into a store because he's a convicted criminal?
Well, I don't think anybody at this table should be.
Come on, man. Don't be outrageous. You know what the lady was talking about. Like, that's another thing. They try to, a lot of these people, both sides, both parties use all these ad hominem attacks that make no sense sometimes. And I feel like some people are not too bright. So maybe they think that will go over well with them, but some people that have some wherewithal will know that that doesn't make any sense.
Surprised that Donald Trump stood up for 45 minutes, an hour or more, taking questions, giving a speech, because if you're holding your breath for an Oscar nod, that he did that. Don't hold your breath, because no one's going to believe you. This is what he does. He stands, he gives speeches, he takes the questions, he gives the answers. And to date, more than 3 weeks in, Kamala Harris hasn't given a single interview. She hasn't come on your program. She's not answering questions.
It's
She's not
Kamala,
giving
first
speeches.
of all. It's not Kamala.
It's not Kamala, it's Kamala. You know, she's not going to do that because she stands on no platform. Ever since I've heard her talk during her nomination, like I've heard no strategy what she wants to get accomplished. You know, maybe as a continuation of the Biden's whatever policies he has lined up, we'll see. But at this point in time, I haven't seen any like real like policies that she's going to go after or do or like try to attain. It's just been Trump this, Trump that, the same old stuff. Like I said, I'm both sides of. I could care less about both sides, honestly. Don't care.
It's Kamala, and she's not yet the candidate. She's only been in office, only been a candidate for 3.5 weeks.
She's been vice president for 3.5 years.
Yeah, and Trump went a whole primary season without even doing a debate.
And
So
half
you
of
know,
America
but you
isn't
can't-
stupid because the Republicans in this country
But it's a
voted
false-
for him, nominated him. She didn't earn a single vote in the Republican.
got
But
We're
you
talking
know,
about
it's
Michael
a
here.
false
In the Democrat
equivalence
primary.
between what Donald Trump is doing as an autocrat, as a fascist, as a dictatorially
not a
inclined.
See, man, this. Sometimes these cats, they just go on these rants about certain things. And like I said before, like certain people, this will probably go over certain people's heads, and certain people, it won't go over their heads. Like Michael Eric Dyson been running the same hustle for years since I was a kid, as far as long back I can remember. This person's a fascist, she's an autocrat. Like, come on, like, I remember when Trump got elected, and people were thinking like it was just going to turn into Mother Russia. It was just going to be tanks going up and down the streets, and they want to take all your private equity and stuff like that. Some of this stuff just gets outrageous, honestly, and I don't see how people can just not see it. But some people, it makes no sense.
Man,
That's
the man's
that's crazy
aspirations
talk.
are huge. But the point is that Donald Trump has lied so repeatedly that we normalize his mendacity, his misogyny, his hatred for the ordinary citizen who happens to think logically about these issues. Now, he's got a whole bunch of stuff from the stores up there. He doesn't refer to it. His economic policies are vapid. They are empty. He has nothing to say
She
to
has no
these people.
policies on her website
And
at
then
all. She's got more
Zero
pronouns.
policies and
Thank you. Both of them pretty much doing the same thing, more so Kamala. But I mean, Michael Eric Dyson, like, this dude kills me sometimes. Like, he even got the Pimpin cadence down. I guess that's how his spiel been working for all these years.
Donald
pronouns on
Trump
her website.
sits there and tells lie after lie, and he gets normalized by good people like y'all who don't call him out on his bull.
Kamala Harris has more pronouns on her website than she does policy. The only thing she has on
Hey, that dude a fool for that, man. Let's see what he talking about.
there is donate. She's running a Seinfeld campaign. The show is about nothing.
No,
But-
absolutely.
And she's winning, right? So yeah.
She's not winning,
No, but
actually.
she's aided and abetted by mainstream media. If you saw the headline by a neighboring network a couple days ago, when Donald Trump came out with his no taxes on tips policy, all of the headlines on mainstream media were derogatory. Kamala Harris comes out with her no taxes.
Kamala.
Harris comes out with her policies on.
Yeah, if she gonna talk about somebody, at least had a decency to, say the lady's name right.
No taxes on tips, which is Donald Trump's policy, by the way. All of the headlines on mainstream media were positive and glorious and thoughtful.
I guess y'all are
It's
standing
just a
up for him
different
because he
standard.
didn't say any of this today.
Well,
Everything
this
you're
is
saying
this is
is
the
nothing he's
question.
ever said.
One of the things that we learned about her policy that she's going to roll out is support for a ban on price gouging. Now, I think reasonable people would ask, what does that mean? What does that really mean? And how is the government going to be involved in it? Here's Noah Rothman in the National Review. He describes this policy as a rank pander to the economically illiterate. And despite the presence of many who fit that description in Congress, they understand that allowing the executive branch to functionally set prices is a brain-dead idea that would only hurt consumers in the long run. I mean, is this just a ploy? Because it sounds kind of like it.
Well, look, if you like it, it's called good policy. If you don't like it, you call it pandering.
But is it really policy? I mean, price gouging?
Look, if she could do that, Lord have mercy. I mean, she might need to be the Pope as opposed to the president, but she's able at least to set the tone. Here's what's important. First of all, in terms of Kamala not speaking about, Vice President Harris speaking about issues, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Everybody has said that what she is doing is genius in the sense she's out-Trumping Trump. So Trump is pissed.
Her campaign is being operated from a basement.
Well, hold on, let me just
She's
finish.
not answering
Trump is being
not doing anything.
Trump is being
She said her campaign's operating from a basement. These people are crazy.
undermined by Trumpian-like politics in the sense that what she's done is, I understand when I'm going to speak, I understand what I'm going to say. She's going to form her policies and she's going to articulate them. Now, whether we agree with them or not is another thing. The point is the strategy is not backfiring on her. Number two, in terms of polls, the polls are a statistical dead heat. You say that means that she's losing. I'm saying for Donald Trump to have already been president once and coming back with the same reruns, Donald Trump is in a very vulnerable
Talk
position.
about rerun. Kamala's.
You had it right. You almost got it.
I will say Kamala's name any way that I want to.
No,
but
you mispronounced her and you also misjudged her.
I just did, and I'll do it again.
mispronouncing her name.
That's a refusal to acknowledge her humanity.
If I purposely mispronounced your name, that would not be appropriate.
Policies are Joe Biden's policies. She owns it.
You're normalizing that kind of viciousness, man.
33 times.
But it's the-
she
you
was
disrespect
the
her.
deciding she was the vice president.
Like I said, this lady, this politician, I think last name Mace, she knows what she's doing, like pulling some gaslighting tactics or just trying to just get under their skin and just say something funny. I think pretty much at this point in time, she knows how to pronounce her name. She just doesn't want to. And she knows saying certain things like that will get under these two guys' skin.
Biden's bills. She was 33 times the deciding vote on Joe Biden's bills in the Senate.
Let me just say this, because this Congresswoman is a wonderful human being, but when you disrespect Kamala Harris by saying you will call her whatever you want, I know you don't intend it to be that way. That's the history and legacy of white disregard for the humanity of black people.
So now you're calling me racist.
I didn't say.
I knew that was coming. I knew she was gonna hit him with, now you calling me a racist. But this, to me, this goes back into Eric Dyson's bag of the race pimping thing. Like, he's gonna latch onto that, probably write a couple articles, write a pamphlet about it, about how the so-called black person is just still getting disrespected and still, just has no voice and has no say-so in whatever they do. And, the so-called white man is just, we just can't get out of this yoke. Which he has a point to some things, but a lot of these people, they offer no solutions, real solutions. They just cry back and forth about, this person, this and that, but they offer nothing substantial that probably can make change in some type of way that would change that situation in their mind. They don't want to because they get paid off the pimping.
Just said you weren't a racist.
That is complete
you don't have to intend racism to accomplish
you are
it.
intending that
Your
I am
disrespect
racist,
of Kamala
and
Harris
that is
part and parcel of a
offensive.
disrespect.
It's offensive,
Congresswoman,
and it's
why can't you just?
offensive.
I'm not calling you a racist. I'm saying what the practice is racist.
You
Why can't we just
the
hear
practice
let me get in here.
No, what's disgusting is your disrespect of her.
Professor.
This gentleman said, I didn't know her name. He's trying to do it.
Is her disrespect of women. She doesn't know what a woman is, and if 25 years ago,
white women don't have the ability to tell black women who paid the price of blood to make this country what it is to tell them they're not real women.
25.
Oh man, yeah, he pimping. He pandering to the women. White people don't have white women can't tell the black women who spilled the blood and tell them what a woman is. Bruh, I think you should look and see who Kamala surrounds herself with Or the other side, I ain't gonna say, I'm not gonna get into that because of YouTube strikes and all that type of stuff. But y'all know what I'm talking about. Playing the other side, no. You know who she down with, so that's all I'm gonna say.
They care for your babies.
25 years ago,
respected
I
your
became the
humanity.
first woman to graduate from the Citadel, the military college of South Carolina. I
So call her
fought my
name
way
right.
through it.
So pronounce her name
blood,
right.
sweat,
Let
and
me
tears.
actually
So pronounce her name
And
right.
Kamala Harris, if
Kamala,
I were a man,
Kamala. You said
I
this
will
We don't
before.
call
say
you Nancy
anything that I
Nancy.
want.
It's
Come on,
Kamala.
it's Kamala.
You're doing this on purpose,
I am
That's
not.
Congresswoman.
disrespectful.
Just a second.
If
Yeah, at this point, she just doing it like I said earlier, because she knows that's going to get under their skin, and they're not going to be able to let it go, and they're just going to be so sensitive to that they're just going to lose sight of everything else that they're talking about. Like, actually focus on the policies and what's being, what's actually like going on as far as that goes. Like, she knows little stuff like that was set off them so-called sensitive black dudes, man. That's all these so-called quote unquote this conservative lady, politician. They know that's all they have to do to get people off of course. Just say a couple things and you just crying and just get under somebody's skin, and that's all they have to do, and they know they'll just cry and not stick to the policy and what's at hand. But like I said before, like, I'm not for either I'm not for either party. Both of them could, fall off a cliff, all I care. Two wings on the same demonic bird. So, same snake. So, that's my 1-2 on that. Just let me know what y'all think about it.